Hi everyone, welcome back. So we're out in the veg garden again today. It is the 5th of June today, and I haven't done an update for quite a while now. So I've just been out here today, planting some more potatoes out and repotting some things in the greenhouse. And I thought it'd be an ideal time to do a veg garden update. So I'll just whiz you around everything that I've got growing on the veg garden at the moment. This is the beginning of June now, like I said, so about time for an update. Everything's growing really fast now, so there's lots of new stuff and lots of things that have changed since the last update. So if you're interested, do you want to join me for a quick tour of the veg garden? Okay, so this is how the veg garden's looking at the moment. So we've got the potatoes there. I've planted some sweet corn out and more onions. Strawberries are doing well there in the middle, and all my currant bushes and fruit trees over there. Everything in the greenhouse is doing really well. So we'll make a start on the tour. Okay, so I'm going to give you a walk around the veg garden now. So these are the sweet corn. I had 5 which I grew in a little pot, and I did a video of that. So if you look back through my videos, you'll see where we sowed the sweet corn seeds, and I planted them out about a week ago now, and they seem to be growing nicely in the ground. These are a couple of first early potatoes there, which I planted quite a while ago now. They've been in the greenhouse, but for the past week or so I've put them outside and they seem fine. And I've also planted 5 more, just 1 seed potato per bucket, in them flower buckets there. And I did some nice big drainage holes in the bottom, because they didn't have any holes in them to begin with. Everything in the brassica cage is doing well. There's cauliflowers in there, Brussels sprouts and cabbages, so they're all growing away nicely in there. I'll lift this up quick because the camera's trying to focus on the net. Let's pop that up there for a second. So these are cabbages in here, in that row there, and these 2 bigger ones here are the ones that are in a pot. One of them is a cauliflower and one of them is a Brussels sprout, I believe, or cabbage. They all kind of look the same at this stage, but they're all growing away nicely in there. And I planted the onions in this little triangle here, and the cat keeps lying on them, so they keep getting squashed, but they should be alright. They should perk up. So they're already growing quite nicely in here. They just keep getting flattened by this one here. She's a pest. She likes to come and sit on all my vegetables, don't you? Her name's Storm. Storm. I'm going in there now. You go sit on the cabbages. Yeah. And these are my main crop potatoes, these 3 rows of potatoes that I did here. So they've all come up now. So once they start coming up, there's no stopping them. They grow incredibly fast once they're up. Some of them are already getting pretty big. All looking nice and healthy at the moment. These pots here are all my trees. There's all different types of trees in here. We've got maples, birches, pine. This one here, which is one of my favourites, is a mountain ash. It's called a rowan. You know, the trees you get with the red berries on them. That has grown this year. It's grown from there all the way up, so it's about 1.5 foot of new growth on that so far. That's a black thorn. which I salvaged from a hedge. Some lilacs, an oak, a sea salt oak, again which I salvaged because I'm a gardener, so I tend to rescue a lot of things that I find when I'm clearing people's gardens. So a lot of this has come from garden clearances. All these are birch, silver birches and downy birch, and I've got some red birch in there as well. That's a Japanese smoke tree in there. This was just a almost dead stick when I got it, but the bottom regrew and the top half died, so that should do well now. Along here is all my onions and garlic, all doing really well. The onions keep trying to go to seed, so I keep having to remove the seed shoots, these things. I might as well just leave that one now. I'll let it go to seed and I'll save the seeds for next year. All the garlic's doing really well. Some of them are starting to get quite big now. So I haven't had a look, but it's a bit early yet, but I'm sure we've got something under there, but we'll leave them alone until they're ready. So they'll be ready around August time, hopefully. Okay, so I'll show you the fruit area now. This thing here in this big pot is my raspberry canes that I've got growing in a tub. So I leave 4 canes every year and get rid of the rest. So the brown ones are last year's canes, which is what this year's fruit will be on, and the green ones are the new ones for this year, which will fruit next year. And along here we got blueberry, goji berry, and Japanese wineberry, all sorts of currant cuttings. The figs are just starting to spring to life now. That one there's a fig as well. And just other bits and bobs, grapevine, kiwi, currant bushes. That's a plum tree there in the middle. This one here is a plum. It's a new addition this year. And the gooseberry there. Not many fruits on the gooseberry, but there is a few. I've seen a few. Some under there. Not many, but we did prune it back very hard. Because it's not been too healthy, this. It gets attacked every year by the sawfly, but this year it's looking really good. Nice, thick, new growth. So next year we should get a really good crop on this, hopefully. There's quite a few in there. Not too many. The currant bush is doing well. Plenty of currants on there. Nice big bunches. Someone said to me, if it doesn't smell, which this one doesn't, then it's a red or white currant. If it smells like black currant, then it's the black currant. So that's something I never noticed before. So I can't quite remember who said that, but thank you for that. Because I know this one over here definitely smells like black currant, so that one's definitely a black currant. It might vary variety to variety, but in general, the black currant's the one that smells like black currant. And I've got the lavender in here, and that's doing really well. And my Japanese aces, Japanese maples, all doing well now. There are lots of new growth on these, and they're all looking relatively healthy. I've stuck them down the side of the greenhouse because they don't like the wind, and it also gives them a bit of shelter from the direct sunlight as well. So, but they're all doing good, all different varieties. This here is, what is this? Hydrenia. I've been trying to get this to come back to life properly. It keeps dying off, but it's looking good at the moment. Hopefully it'll grow nicely this year. That's a plum, which I got off my main tree. That was a root sucker. That there's a cherry tree, apricot, and nectarine. So these are all in leaf now. We had blossom earlier on, but because they were bare rooted new trees this year, I don't think the fruit will develop this year. But hopefully, once the roots are established, next year we'll get some fruit. So this is another grapevine here. This was a seed sown grapevine. My mum sowed this a couple of years ago now, probably, and she gave me a couple of them. This one here is the only one I've got which is still doing really well. There was another one over there which I showed you a minute ago. Not doing quite as well, but it's still alive. This is a kiwi vine. So all these leaves have come out in the past couple of weeks. This was bare up until a couple of weeks ago. It looks like the top might die off. We've only got growth up to there, so this one here is probably going to take over being the main leader. And the top will probably die off. That there is, these are willow. This is a decorative thing that I got from Morrison's. It reduced from £12 down to £3, so, and there's about 10 to 12 little willow trees in there, so I thought that was quite good. They're obviously cuttings that they put in, but they've all got roots on. There was a few dead which I took out, but the rest seems to be doing well. And along here, some more Japanese maples, seed sown. And this is a sycamore maple, I believe. My mum gave me these. They were just growing in places where they're not wanted, so she pulled them up, put them in pots because she knows I like growing trees. And along there is more of my trees. These ones here without the leaves, they're all Chinese red birch. I'm hoping the buds will burst on these soon, because they're definitely not dead. They may just be behind because we've had a bit of a funny year, weather-wise. There's more lilacs, birches, and that's one of the apple trees. If you want to see how we grew the apple trees, if you go back through my videos, I did a video on growing apples from seed, and these are all what are these? Spruce. These are spruce which are salvaged from someone's garden. They were saplings. They all just spring up all over the place underneath the trees. These were hawthorn seedlings, which I've salvaged from out of the plant pots. And I believe that one there is a cherry or plum, which the birds have probably dropped somewhere. And we've got some little roses and some boxwood cuttings. This one here I'm going to try and do a bonsai with, and I did a video on collecting that because this was a ground layering. So I took this off a bigger bush. It was a rooted. It was just lying on the ground and rooted in. So I took it off, pot it up, give it a bit of a trim, and I've just left it now just to establish its roots and stuff. And we're going to try and make this into a nice little bonsai tree. So if you want to see that video, if you go back through my videos, you'll find that video, and I'll do part 2 of that very soon, I think, because this is looking all this new growth, so this is looking nice and healthy now. So we'll get that video done soon. And that's rhubarb there. I haven't had a harvest off this. I put it in the ground last year. It was in a pot, so it's not looking too great, but may just need a year to sort of adjust to where it is, and hopefully next year I can harvest off of that. Along here is more trees, oaks, forsythia, that's a plum, not sure on these, there's some sort of cherry, and hazel. This is another mountain ash, another oak, a few other bits and bobs in here, sycamore, more Japanese maples, seed grown, ants on here, so hopefully they're getting the aphids. As I say, the ants don't seem to do much harm. That's a maple as well, looking good. This is the sweet chestnut. I grew from a seed last year. We bought some chestnuts around Christmas time, as you do, and I planted what was left. This is the only one that come up, so we've got one little sweet chestnut tree. These are oak seedlings, more red birch. These are all seed grown, more red birch in there, and this one here is a cherry, grew from a seed. The last tree here is my Royal Empress tree. Again, this one's grown from seed. It's got to be about 5-6 years old now. It's getting a nice thick trunk on it now. And I prune it back every year. Last year I let them 2 grow and prune back that one. And it's just recently come to leaf. These leaves will get huge. So I'll show you what, I'll update you on that in the future. We'll keep an eye on it. And in here is all flowers, chrysanthemums, daisies, snapdragons, pansies there. These are poppies, I think. These are all grown for planting around the garden. And nasturtiums all need to go out somewhere soon. They're starting to suffer a bit because they're in their little pots, but they should be alright. Okay, so I forgot to show you the strawberries and the herb planter, so we'll just do that quickly and then we'll head into the greenhouse and I'll show you what's in there. So all of these planters here are full of strawberry plants, so they're all doing really well. We've got hundreds and hundreds of flowers and strawberries starting to develop on here, so hopefully this year we'll have a nice strawberry harvest, or a few nice strawberry harvests hopefully. I say all these came from 3 plants I had originally, and every year I've been saving the suckers and planting them up separately. So the small ones here are last year's suckers. So look how many flowers are in there. All them strawberries, as long as they don't get eaten. So they start off with the flower, and then if it gets pollinated, which it will if it's outside, the strawberry then develops and the petals fall off, and that will turn into a nice plump red strawberry in a few weeks' time, hopefully. As I said, as long as nothing eats it. Okay, and on this side is the herb planter. There's all sorts of herbs in here. Lemon balm, rosemary, sage, and that's a cauliflower which I put in there randomly. A few other bits and bobs, the mint here, and more sage. This here was I thought this was going to be a foxglove, but I'm not sure now. But dug this up by mistake and it ended up in there. And there was another one there. I'm not sure what they are, but we'll leave them and see. Parsley, I think that's parsley. And the chives here are all starting to go to flower now. As I've been harvesting them, and I've been leaving these purposely to go to flower. And hopefully we can be able to save some seeds or something from them. That was that sedum, that succulent, which I had in a little pot in the greenhouse, and I decided just to plant that in here. That seems to be doing well. It's changed from green to kind of purpley colour, but seems quite healthy, so we'll see how that goes in there. And this here was just a weed or something. I've just left it here because I thought it was a herb, but I don't think it is. But it's quite nice, so it's like some sort of daisy type thing. So we'll leave that there for the bees. Okay, so last but not least is the greenhouse. So I'll take you in here and we'll show you what's growing in the greenhouse. So these two pots here are both tomatoes. One is a plum variety and the other one is a cherry variety. I don't know which is which, doesn't really matter. We've got plenty of flowers on here. And this one here has a few little tomatoes on, kind of swamped in the foliage, you know, but you see them there. So this one here is the cherry, because it's round. So that means the other one's the plum, because they're slightly sort of elongated shape. So they're doing well, getting quite big now. I have to tie them up at some point. At the moment they've just got these metal stakes just hooked there, just to hold it upright, because they do tend to flop around. That's just some more birches grown from seed or sowed seed, and these are sycamore or some sort of maple seeds which I've put in here. They will start popping up. And these are more birches, birch trees. These are red birch as well, I believe, or silver birch. Probably one of each. So they need splitting and repotting soon. So there's a fair few in each pot. Ah, that's red birch, and just about to see on there. So the labourers aren't great there. They don't stay on there long. This is a silk. These are silk trees. So that should be quite cool. So I had about 4 or 5 seeds in here. 4 of them come up. A couple of them died off. But this one here and this one's looking quite good. That one's looking like it might die off as well. So I haven't been overwatered them. I don't know why this keeps going green, this compost. Seems to be happening a lot to me this year. That's an aloe vera, which I just put in the greenhouse to see how it goes. So it's gone from green to kind of browny colour, so I'm not sure if it likes it too much in here, but hopefully it'll be alright. It was more of an experiment anyway. These two are orange trees growing from seed. Believe it or not, these are about 2 or 3 years old now, so they don't grow very fast. There are leeks. There's a couple of different varieties of leek in there. So they grow a lot slower than the onions, and I'm not sure where I'm going to put them, so but I'll have to plant them out soon. These are sunflowers, and two at the back there are summer squash and another type of squash, butternut squash. These are all sunflowers that I sowed for the sunflower challenge. And I'll show you this one because this one got eaten. And as soon as it come up, the head was taken off by a chicken or something. But it did regrow, which I've never seen before. That's interesting. You can see another one there which was chopped off. But that one didn't regrow. And along here, along the back there are tomatoes, more tomatoes, red cherry, Roma, Ildi and Tigerella. So they're doing well, they need repotting soon as well. And these three at the front are my watermelon, sugar baby. So they grow quite slow. But as soon as it starts getting nice and hot, they will do really well, hopefully. And this is what I've been doing today, repotting these tomatoes here into these. So I've got 4 there, and I've got the 4 peppers there as well. So we've actually got a fair few peppers starting to develop on these now, but they will need a bigger pot soon. This one here has got about 4 or 5 on it, I think. So they're doing well. And down there I've got 5 cucumber plants. There's 2 different varieties, can't remember which ones, but they're there anyway. So one of them is a Chinese Slangen or something, the other one is a, don't know, but we'll see how they go. Another tomato there, Roma VF, cherry tomato, a few flowers on it. Haven't seen any fruit yet, but there may well be 1 or 2 hidden in there. Again, this is going to need support soon. Starting to try and flop over. And on this side, still got some more seed potatoes to put somewhere, and just a few more things I've sown from seed. These are beetroot, so all 3. I'll put 3 seeds in each pot, and you can see how with the beetroot sometimes you get 3 or 4 plants per seed. So I'm thinking about planting these out in clumps, and we'll see how they go. And down here some more things which I've grown from seed. These are lettuce, which really need repotting soon. Swede, more cauliflower, more Brussels sprouts. I did put some more sweet corn in, but I think they may have rotted away now, because this is some reason this pot's not been draining. That's about it, I think, guys. The lavender still haven't come up yet. They've been in there about a month, so I'm not sure if they will come up, but we'll leave them a bit longer. Okay, everyone. Thank you so much for watching, and that's about it for today. So I just wanted to update you on everything that I've got growing at the moment. So I hope you didn't find that too boring. I hope it was interesting for you. Thank you for watching. If you could subscribe if you haven't already done so, and give the video the thumbs up, and feel free to leave a comment. I hope you all have a great week, and I will see you on the next episode. See you later.